Recording this video after close of trade Friday 28th of June 2013. Well, interesting day, end of the month, end of the quarter, and we had a sell-off in the European session, and then they kind of goosed it back in order to kind of paint the tape a little bit today, and then the last 45 minutes we kind of sold off. It was interesting. Yesterday we had a high volume churn bar here, which was showing that the sellers were coming in, and that was compressing the range. Not all that high volume, but relatively high volume for the range, and so the sellers were compressing the range of that bar there, kind of coming in. And then the European markets, we kind of couldn't get going through our 1614 high, and we kind of sold off. 1.8 million contracts traded. I'll show you the intraday charts. It's kind of interesting day, but this for me is what's kind of going on. So we've had this kind of blow off move up into the 1680s, whatever the reading was up here. We've had our exhaustion buy and bearish divergence come in, and that was, the profit taking anxiousness to get short on this move. And we've kind of got into our exhaustion selling on the downside here, but to turn a move, normally we see bullish divergence kind of coming in. So, and what we've had previously on these type lows, we have bounced from these kind of big readings, but this time around, I think we've kind of formed a top, and I think this is important. And so, Wednesday, Thursday, amateur up bars on this continuous contract. This is day and night session, just showing the weakness of the buying kind of going into that, and it's into that same range where the blue professional bars kind of came in and sold it down. So we're kind of testing back up here and kind of rolling over. For me, what's important is the timing of 4th of July. We tend to be bullish into the 4th of July, and so that's going to muck things up. Normally, if that wasn't there, I'd say, look out, because we're going to test these lows and see what happens, as we come back down to the 1550 type levels. But because 4th of July is in, that's going to muck around with this kind of the psychology of this. So, you have to kind of wait and see. I'm also looking for the commitment of traders numbers to come out. Mine charts on TradeStation haven't refreshed with the new numbers kind of coming in. I'm very curious. Potentially we've got a setup there. If that kind of comes off this weekend, I'll definitely put up another video. Oscillators, trend oscillators, here we go. They took profits on this long trade here and kind of out, potentially kind of getting short. I just keep on saying what a machine the trend oscillators are. They just help you with in terms of what the swings are doing, and potentially now we're kind of, look how weak the swings have been on the way down, kind of rolling over each time. So we had big readings here, and just every time we kind of rolled up, we haven't been able to find a decent reading here. So and here we go, the strategy performance report. Bingo, there we go. These green dots on the equity curve are new equity highs being made. And I keep on saying I've never changed a line of code since the trend oscillator systems were released, so I'm quite proud of that. And long term, so where are we at? 40,500 tip bar chart. So this is where we set off into our downtrend last time. This was the exhaustion selling that got the move going. We didn't see exhaustion selling on kind of a left shoulder at the end of trend to bottom this. So I said, I'm kind of always looking for that. Well, we kind of come back up, really weak buying, a little Rambo pattern, right at the highs there. That was kind of pre-open, and then bang, we kind of sold off. So blue professional bar coming through support here doesn't make a nice little neat pullback to end of trend. We broke through that at the end of the day, and there's our exhaustion pattern. But this time around, it's happening kind of almost like this one, setting the move off. It's showing the strength of the selling kind of going on. So it's not the type of thing necessarily that's kind of a left shoulder or at an end of trend. So I would just suggest that's going to keep going. So let's see. It kind of gives us a little bit of a line in the sand, but these are kind of good patterns to show that we're going to get continuation potentially next week. If you look at it on the 13,500, I'll talk about this. So again, nice overnight. We had pullback to end of trend, and just look how weak the buying is going on. Bearish divergence just barely crests through the zero line. Up here, Rambo patterns. So we kind of roll over at this point, but this is a useful way of judging trends. So if you look at this on the way up, we keep on coming through resistance. All the support levels hold and they don't get broken. On the upside, because the market's in an uptrend, we're strong, we tend to overshoot our resistance levels on the way up, here, here, and here. Okay, today's activity different. So we couldn't overshoot the resistance level, we overshoot support. So that shows the strength of the selling. So potentially, a downtrend here. Come back up again. Resistance comes in, doesn't get taken out. Keep on going down. Support level comes in. We break another support level here. come up to resistance, can't get through resistance, and so on. So because all the resistance levels now are holding and they're not getting overshot, what we're getting is we're getting overshoots on the support levels. We're coming up to support. We've shown this weakness and this weakness coming through support. This is kind of a critical level. So on the 13,500 we can now be rolling into a downtrend here. This shows the strength of the selling going on. This isn't going to reverse until we see bullish divergence kind of going on. So, let's kind of wait and see. I see weakness in this charts, and with Friday's activity we've now kind of rolled over. Again, keep on just saying 4th of July, that's the kind of psychological kind of key into this. And then 1500 tip bar chart. I mean, we had great little signals today. This is where the sell-off actually started overnight, where we couldn't get through 14. We kind of tested up a couple of times, and there's the blue professional bars kind of coming in, selling it down. I was actually short at 16.10 and a quarter, believe it or not. But out of this move, all I could pull out was 2 and a quarter. I was in and out and in and out. It was ridiculous. Sometimes you just kind of should get on board and stay on board. But it's just, I was trying to be too bloody fancy about this, so that was kind of dumb. But then kind of got short at the open, thinking we'd just get continuation. We got a little bit of strength, so I had to get out of that short trade. But then got short at 2 and a quarter at this point here. I think it was also resistance on the 500 tip bar chart. Might tag on that trade, and that was a nice one kind of down here. The market then starts to reverse. So we've had our exhaustion selling on the downside. Bullish divergence kind of comes in. We test. That's almost like a flushing out type pattern here. Amateur up bars and down bars, kind of just showing the testing up and testing down, and that's where we set off into this uptrend here. So I actually got long at 96 and just took out another 2.5 on the way back up here, but it was good for a lot longer than that, and it went up to pull back to end of trend. And you can see we didn't get an exhaustion pattern on the left shoulder here. It was fairly decent readings up here, almost at kind of 10,000. But then we come back up, Rambo pattern here, come back again into it. Blue professional bars shows the weakness of the buying. This is they're kind of keeping the market elevated at this point because it's end of the quarter, and then blue professional bars kind of finally come in and then take it down into the close there. So some nice kind of ranging opportunities today. Market didn't go all one way today. It did kind of have a nice kind of reversal trade. So I'd say hopefully you picked out some good points out of today, because there was plenty of opportunities. Anyway, so waiting for those commitment of traders numbers to come out. If there's a signal that I'm looking for kind of pops up, I'll definitely put that out. Hope your trading went well today. Short 225, short 225, not particularly good entry, just checking my stops and targets. And it's just gone 841. We had Chicago PMI, the kind of pre-release. Coming into Rambo patterns here on 500, we kind of bounced off end of trend on 500, cyclical support on 45, but this isn't over. We're still in the downtrend on the 1500, so we come back up to 4s, double Rambo here, single Rambo 1500, blue professional bar kind of comes in, breaking the high, lows of that. So don't know what the number is, but it can't be good. Alright, I'm just going to move this to 96 and a quarter just to get out the way. Had a heck of a down move overnight, so 1600 even is going to be psychologically important level, but we still got to go pull back to end of trend on 1500 and put in some kind of exhaustion pattern on our left shoulder, which, okay, another big blue professional bar, and we got this to come in. Okay, so short 225, right, really jumpy. Just had amateur up bars here, and coming back down 1602, so this is in, this will be pullback in a downtrend. So okay, here we go, breaking through 1600, pullback levels in, target's just sitting at 96 and a quarter. Alright, well who knows where this is going to go now, because we've got exhaustion selling in, we've got pullback, we're on our way to making pullback to end of trend, and 1600's key level. So, whoa, alright, there we go. So, target's at 96.25. Alright, that's a big reading, 1500 tip bar chart, minus 12,000, blue professional bar coming. Original target's 98.25, but, okay, there we go, pro signal axis gone off, it's going to be pullback to end of trend. Yeah, going to move my target, 98.25. Just it's end of the month and end of the quarter. Let's just hope for another little push down to 8.25. Just taking out 98.25 just for 4. And took a while, must have been back of the queue. I don't know where this is going to go. Got end of trend gone off, pro signal exits gone off, blue fractional bars on these 2 time frames. That's end of the quarter. It's a bad day to be selling off, and so they're going to try and rescue it somewhere. Don't know. Just keep watching for a while.